up, everybody? Welcome back to Common Sense, the podcast, where conversations and life experiences cross paths on this journey we all call life. This week, I'm looking forward to this conversation. Y'all ready for one? Because I don't know a dude that is much more passionate in this. Like, I feel like I'm sitting talking to Ray Lewis or something when we sit around and talk, because I can't imagine being on the other side of the ball from him, because he's just so intense all the time that I wouldn't want to have to go up against you, bro. But welcome to the show, man. Y'all please welcome Martez Wilson.
Hey, what's up, bro? How you feeling? Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. I've been looking forward to this since we connected.
Likewise.
Yeah. The conversations that we had right out the gate, I was like, man, I got to get you on the show, because I just know where this is going to go.
I'm here now.
Yeah, you're here now. We got some cigars lit up, and just so I don't forget, because everybody beats me up if I forget to tell them what we're smoking.
And by the way, these cigars are bomb.
Yeah.
Like, it tastes good. It's
so
nice.
Martez not a big cigar smoker, so we had to try to find something that fit his profile and what he likes. So what he's smoking is the Angelique, which for anybody that's not a heavy, regular cigar smoker, I think it's an excellent choice for him. It's got a little bit of a sweet taste to the wrapper on it, so it's not overwhelming. Females, it's a great one that they like as well, because, again, it's not overwhelming. It kind of can blend with everybody.
And to add to that, so what I feel from it is a nice, very subtle, smooth hit.
Yeah.
Still tastes good. It's not too sweet.
Yeah.
I still taste the nice flavor of the integrity of the cigar.
Yeah.
Where it still give me that nice, strong aroma and that hit. Yeah. It's smooth.
Yeah.
I like it.
So he's smoking that, and I'm smoking Olave Milano Series 5.
You gotta trademark these out the me though, bro. Can't be saying female.
I ain't calling you out like that. See,
I knew we were gonna say it's very good for a light smoker or a first-time smoker.
There you go.
There you go.
No matter what the gender is.
And if you're new to the cigar world like myself,
exactly,
that part
it's perfect.
And then he's going with a cognac. I've got the Monarchs Buffalo Trace pick that they just did. Cheers, man.
Cheers to another great day.
Absolutely. So, Martez, for those that don't know who you are or know about you, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about where you're from? You know, I know you're born and raised in Chicago, but tell everybody a little bit about your background, where you were raised, where you grew up. Give us a little bit of background about Martez.
Awesome. Okay, originally, my name Martez Wilson, born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. Growing up in a Stateway Gardens. It's called Stateway Gardens, which is the projects of Chicago, Illinois. Okay, we stayed on the 13th floor, 1305. I remember my building. We was very fortunate to have our elementary school right across the street, so we can go down the stairs. Literally, I go down 13 flights, school across the street. It was a very well diverse neighborhood. When I say that, what I mean is we was able to go out and parlay with the other children in the community. Parents was also helping parent other children. It was very beautiful. It's very different, but it's very difficult growing up, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't see a lot of real estate owners. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know nothing about investing.
Entrepreneurs.
That didn't even exist until I became an adult, and we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But starting off, grew up in Stateway Gardens. In Chicago, it's around like 39th in state or federal.
Okay.
It's very similar to the same streets, how they make Chicago. And that, like, if you know the history of Chicago, you'll know now exactly where I'm located. And from there, what happened was I always loved football. I always was that guy. And the funny, cool story is, so we living in the projects. My father, he bought me some brand new Levi's, brand new. I'm talking about just literally out the pack. He say, son, don't go downstairs and get no grass stains in them pants, because they know I love football, him and my mom, right?
Yeah.
And to this day, like literally, I go downstairs. Soon I go downstairs. They like, Tez, let's play a pickup game. I play a pickup game, football, grass stains in my jeans. First play of the game.
Of course.
I'm excited. Didn't care. So I try to stay outside as long as possible, right? Go upstairs.
Yeah.
This is just a little funny story real quick.
The street lights came on.
I tried to walk right past my parents, right? My dad like, hey, boy, bring your back in here. I'm looking like, no, oh man, he called me. I'm trying to hurry up, turn my pants off. Say, no, bring them pants back out here. There ain't no way you change that quick. I had grass stains, and of course I got in trouble. But he smiled at me, and what that led up to was my passion for football.
Yeah.
I always just naturally loved it. I always was good amongst my peers. When I was in third grade, I was playing with the 7th and 8th graders.
Yeah.
Like, that was my blessing, my calling. And after the projects, they tore the projects down when I was around in 6th grade. After 6th grade, my 6th grade year, they tore the projects down. So now that we was forced to move outside the projects, we started living amongst the other communities in Chicago.
Okay. And
we moved to what you call Inglewood. Around 76 in Hermitage, 76 in Princeton, right out Vincennes. Shout out to the land, back out, shout out to the land. Already know, man, y'all already know. And what that meant was a development for my life, because that allowed me now not only to learn how to develop amongst the other Chicagoans, but the other kids that's in different communities that grew up in different projects.
Yeah.
Right? So now we in neighborhoods. So now we finally living in it like a regular neighborhood. So now I'm having to adapt. So now in 7th, 8th grade, okay, I fast forward to 8th grade real quick, right? We live in the same neighborhood. I meet this coach named Coach Roberts. One of the best coaches in my life.
That's bold too, because this guy's played for a lot of great coaches, a lot of great leaders of men.
And I'm gonna be honest, the leaders of men, don't get me wrong, my father's an amazing man. Always been here, all right? Stand-up guy, love his wife, love our family. Yeah. Stand-up guy. But the level of my intellect and the level of who I was as a person, I always just needed an outside resource to excel my intellect, right?
Yeah.
Met Coach Robert. He was, not only did I play basketball at the time in 8th grade, right?
Yeah.
After the basketball season, he was like, hey, you're a little too aggressive for basketball. It's this football team. At the time, it was a park district team.
Uh-huh.
So they was called the Panthers, but they practiced right outside of the high school that I attended the following year.
Okay.
And they was called the Panthers. He was like, hey, you should go attend. So I attend camp. I make the team. I was what you call an all-star practice player. I'm talking about full speed, every pass thrown.
You're that guy that everybody's mad at because you have no turn it down.
Him. But look, watch this. In 8th grade, never played equipment football. First game, though, I was not the same player. Shakery, like nervous. I'm talking about hands up, barely catching the ball. I catch my first long pass, 60 yards, still get caught, right? I get caught on the 5-yard line. Hopefully we scored, but still, it goes to show the integrity of not only being nervous, but persevering through a task that was challenging that you didn't know that you can overcome, that I overcame. And from 8th grade and 9th grade, I went from being that timid child playing ball to the best player in Chicago.
What pushed you past that? You think it was how you were raised by your parents, or what gave you that to not quit, not let that overwhelm you, but to keep working to be better and not let that just overtake you?
What I seen, what I know, where I came from, making out the concrete jungle.
Yeah.
I really come from the concrete jungle, right? So it's, okay, just to add to that, it's me and 6 siblings. Okay. We in one household, so it's 9 of us. When we first started off, it's 9 of us, 3-bedroom apartment building in the projects when we first started off. I'm talking about 5 boys in one room.
Wow.
My sisters shared their room. My mom and his wife shared their room. Literally, me and my brothers was in a room, like literally bum bed. That was motivation to say that, I want my own room. I was a growing kid. I was a big kid all my life.
Yeah.
So that was motivation for me. Period. I said, I'm going to stick this through. So when I got to high school, right? Okay, hold up. To add to that, so I'm balling out for the Panthers. The high school coach, his name Coach T. He said, "Who is this kid running down the field fast?" He came and was like, "Hey, how your grades look? We need you here." It just so happened my father went to Simeon, so I was already obligated to go to Simeon in my head, right?
Yeah.
End up, my grades good, everything good, get accepted to Simeon, I go to Simeon. Simeon is what you call a vocational school in Chicago.
Okay.
What that means is that we have real trade skills that allow you to actually take it to the real world. I'm talking about cosmetology, culinary arts, body mechanic, drafting, graphic design, commercial art. You name it, we had it.
Yeah.
So we had real skills. And to answer the question, what you asked me, they gave me motivation to make a difference, to be a leader, to break the curse.
Yeah.
Like, nobody in my family ever went to college. Nobody in my family ever made it to the NFL.
Yeah.
We just always seen people make it. But literally, my parents even know I was next in line. Yep.
And then ends up going to the
And that's what
University of
fired it, bro.
Illinois.
Yes.
Starting all 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's impressive right there alone.
Not just starting all 4 years. I went to college as a 5-star.
Yeah.
You can't forget that now.
5-star recruit. I mean, and I think, what was it? Let me see here. 4.49 40?
Yeah.
I mean, we ain't talking about they just didn't see some kid that was kind of running fast. I mean, a 4.4 90 for a man your size?
I was 250 too.
Yeah, and you were even bigger then. I mean, you're obviously a little
That mean
retired
I'm
now.
running
So
through you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I got a funny story for you.
All right.
All right, look, let's go back to high school.
All right.
All right, look. So I'm in high school, right? So I'm a 5-star student now, right? Like, okay, so what made me a 5-star? Let's start there. A lot of people want to know, how you become a 5-star.
Okay.
So my junior year of high school, I started defensive end. We was running a 3-4 defense. We called it 5-2, 3-4 defense, very similar.
Yep.
I had 18 sacks my true junior year in high school. 18 sacks, 7 forced fumbles, 5 forced fumbles. I'm sorry. 18 sacks, 7 forced fumbles, 5 fumble recoveries, 2 interceptions. All my true junior year.
As a defensive end.
As a defensive end. 99 tackles for the year, right?
It's like Michael Parsons before there was Michael Parsons.
Stupid. Like, Von Miller was actually in my year. Like, anyway, that's a funny story too. Found out I was number one in our whole high school class for a very long time. And after that season, I go against Ramon Johnson. He was about to be he committed to Tennessee, University of Tennessee. At the time, they had a quarterback named Demetrius Johnson, Demetrius Jones. We call him Double D. He had a scholarship to Notre Dame. So now I'm going against a Notre Dame quarterback and a Tennessee commit offensive tackle.
Yeah.
2 All-Americans.
Yeah.
At this time, I'm not an All-American.
Yeah.
It's the 3rd game of the season. I have 3 sacks against them. Flying past them. Who is this kid? Into the game with 12 tackles, 3 sacks.
Man.
After this, the whole world knew who I was, right? Literally, my life turned upside down, literally in a heartbeat. At the end of that game, I met this guy by the name of Edgy Tim. Edgy Tim, like, do you have a highlight tape? I'm like, no, what's that highlight tape? I don't know what that is. You know, just let you know, like, we don't know nothing, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even know what a highlight tape was at the time. So, right? So Edgy Tim say, I need you to make a highlight tape. Remember I told you, I'm on vacation in high school, right?
Yeah.
My major was commercial design. I was videoing and editing anything that we was doing.
Okay.
As far as I was doing class assignments first, then I told my teacher, I say, Mr. Mouse, his name was Mr. Mouse. I say, listen, this will help me get a college scholarship. Please help me make my highlight tape. He allowed me to, he said, as long as you do all your work first, I'll allow you to do that next. End up making my highlight tape, got it to Edgy Tim. Literally the minute I got it to Edgy Tim, I sent it to them in DVD form. Like I was recording it from VHS, sent it to the computer, sent it to DVD, made everything myself. Literally, when I handed it to them, overnight, literally, like within a week, I'm getting phone calls, college schools coming to come to my high school now. I was the first kid on the south side of Chicago that had UFC come to my high school. Walking through walking through the hallways of a Simeon high school. I was the first kid that did that. I put on for all the kids in my high school that's now been recruited for the NFL, for college, that's getting D1 scholarships. I'm proud to say I was, you know what I'm saying,
Number
the
one.
head of that
First.
whole circle.
Yeah.
One of the most highly recruited players to ever lead Illinois high school football. And that's what started my career. See, and I got a legacy.
How'd you choose to stay in Illinois? Because obviously that wasn't the only offer you got. Was it just this hometown loyalty and love, or what made you stay and choose the University of Illinois?
Ron Zook and Reggie Mitchell.
Okay.
Ron Zook came to our house. He sat in our house and he said, and don't get me wrong, Jim Tressel and them came by. Like several colleges came by. We ain't gonna speak on today, but when Ron Zook came, he said, "Let me tell you something." And he leaned into me like this. He said, "Let me tell you something. Everybody painting this picture to you in watercolors, but it's a big picture in watercolors. It has no clear picture, no clear portrait. You don't know what it is. See, I'm here to tell you, college is gonna be tough. College is gonna be hard. It's gonna be times you wanna quit. It's gonna be times you wanna come home to your mom and dad. But guess what? When you're home, we your mom and dad. We gonna be here for you. See, you're gonna work for your position. I know you're a 5-star. That don't mean you an all-star." Nobody was talking to me like that. That's the type of talk I wanted to hear from me.
Yeah.
I went to Illinois, and I was able to lead our first year. We went to the Rose Bowl. We went from 2-9 to 9-3. My first year, freshman year. Played against USC in the Rose Bowl 1 year. So I changed the losing program to a winning program with my commitment. Me and Riz Ben and the other few big commitments went to Illinois to make a difference.
You had a pretty big game in that Rose Bowl, if I remember
man, I had a big
correctly.
game that whole year. Oh yeah. Now the Rose Bowl, it was a little surprising, but we made it. We took a losing team to a winning team and let us know that the right leaders can do that. It's all about how you operate.
Yeah, because before that, I only know this because I went to high school with Darren Williams, and he was a few years before you, but he brought the national championship to the basketball program.
Him and Luther Head and all them guys. Yes, sir.
So,
So I was there. Okay, so I was
you
part of
hadn't
that wave.
had a football season, though, like that in a major bowl like that in a really long time.
Correct.
If ever,
Correct.
Off the top of my head.
That's correct.
All right, so junior year, though, you end up herniating a disc in your neck.
True.
How's that set you back? How do you work through that? How'd that affect you? Where'd you go from that? Because I know you came back after that, obviously, to go on and still do things, but there's a lot of people that can stop right there.
Good. So to a lot of people that's listening to, what it did was it put me in a position to see how much I wanted to play football too.
Yeah.
It put me in a position to see that I really want to do what I wanted to do. Okay? Because what I mean was, for the first time in my life, football was almost over with. I'm talking about the doctor was like, "We got to put a plate in your neck." So now I got to put a plate in my neck. I have a neck surgery. I'm like I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah.
So not only it take aggression away from you being a player, it takes the ability that you think you're going to get hurt again, that always in your brain.
Yeah.
So how you overcome that?
Because that's the first major, or really any type of significant injury that would be even talked about that you really had in your career
Correct.
at that point, right?
That was my first injury.
Yeah, like you hadn't torn a knee or, anything like that, or really messed up your shoulder or clavicle or anything like that. Like you hadn't really experienced anything.
And then
You
it's
went from
my
that
neck.
to a neck injury.
My neck injury.
Yeah.
You do everything with your neck.
Yeah.
You don't realize how significant it is until, after the surgery, I'm sitting in a neck brace. I still have to go to class, but I got to turn like this.
Yeah.
I got to turn my whole shoulders, right? So now my teammates still looking up on me. They say, this is what gave me confidence. 20 of my key players that came to me that was also leaders and said, Tez, we know what you're going through is hard, but we believe in you. Get through this. We got you. That was enough. Like, and when you talking about the camaraderie, like that's when the locker room and the camaraderie of a team, and it teach you the significance of being a part of a group of men that we fighting for the same goal. It ain't number wins at the end of this challenge. It ain't number glory at the end of this challenge, whether we win or lose. But we go through the fight together. It's no different than war. It's no different than our army, right? Yeah. So that's what we went through. I had brethren that came to me, that helped me, and solidified that my leadership was not only solidified, but what I have done and I have proven is still here. So when I come back, I need, hey, not only your spot here, but of course I'm out to work for, but we respect that spot because it was won.
It's yours.
It was won. It was won correctly.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I earned it.
And then you come back and you're like second in the conference in tackles and just blowing it up right out the gate
buckets
again.
Of boy, you know, I did my third dizzle.
I mean, man, to come back in 1 year, I mean, a lot of guys come back in that first year back from a major injury, especially when they're first. You have a recovery year, you know? I mean, you're not going to play at 110% like you were typically, but you kind of break that mold too, and you come back and second in the conference, and I think you only missed it by like 0.1 or whatever to be number one in the conference. Yeah,
because they played an extra quarter in an overtime game, and so he had 5 more tackles that game. I was like, no. So yeah, that's how that happened.
Man,
but yeah, it was great. And the follow that season, what happened after that?
Get to the NFL, man. Drafted 3rd round, 2011 draft. I mean,
blessings,
man. That's, and you know, you real blessing because the draft pick you were drafted with was traded. You could have been a Redskin. Instead, you get to go to the Saints. I mean, that's a pretty. I mean, in that 2011, that defense was pretty damn solid of what you're walking into.
I thought I was gonna go to about 10 to 12 different teams before that draft. Mm-hmm. I tried out for the Baltimore Ravens when Ray Lewis was still playing. I thought I wanted to go there so bad. I'm like, they about to draft me. I know I'm about to go here. Yeah. Like they literally gave me a one-on-one workout. They flew me out to see the facility. I'm like, I'm about to be a Raven. Like in my head as a linebacker, as a middle linebacker too. What other better
to be with Ray
coach
Lewis
as a player and a leader and a mentor than Ray Lewis? I was like, what? I get to be with the what? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that didn't happen. But like anyway, it felt good because I was still a Buckers Award member, and it allowed me to be recognized that I was still the number one inside linebacker drafted in my draft class.
That's amazing, man. That's awesome. And then you go right to the Saints, and you end up in an NFC Championship game, and you blow that up too.
Against the 49ers.
Yeah. I mean, you had some like would you have like 1.5 sacks in a championship game and just come out.
And a forced fumble. Don't forget my forced fumble.
Yeah.
Hey, that forced fumble means something now.
Yeah.
Drew Brees got the ball back.
Because it almost gave you guys the win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you guys lost that game, I think, by 3 points.
Yeah, they called. Oh my God, they did that look. Yeah, they did that look. That run past Alex Smith, he rolled out to his left. Like, oh my God, we blitzed our left. I would never forget that play. It was a rollout, a quarterback rollout. Crazy.
Wow. And, I mean, went on to have a very successful, good career. I mean, you played for the Saints, the Cowboys, the Raiders, all defensive juggernauts. What are some of the lessons maybe that you take that maybe you learned on the field, but that you apply to your life still off the field? Because, like I said earlier, you were around a lot of great leaders of men. From the time being raised by your father to these coaches you've already talked about. Now you're in the NFL and you got defensive coordinators and head coaches and, you know, other people around you that are also other phenomenal leaders of men. What are some of the lessons that you still carry today, or that you can use today, that you remember fondly from these different great leaders?
That's a good question. I like this question. One, the number one person who can get the job done is yourself. Two, when you have a teammate and you agree to be a part of a team that has it's called one beat in our world. One beat, one accord, one footstep, one movement. What that means is that it's same like the Army, left, right, left, right, left, right. When you hear that, you hear one beat. It's called a heartbeat. What that means is that when you move left, you know I have your right. Because I got to move left, but when you move left, your right is vulnerable. That means I got your right when you move left. So one of the biggest lessons is no matter what, you always your brother's keeper. Discipline. Get the job done, no matter what it takes. And what that means is if it mean at 7, but we lost the last 3 games, we need to be at the mean at 6 collectively as a team. Now, this distinguishes the leaders amongst the team. Are you going to get your group of linebackers and say, we missed 10 tackles last week. We need to come practice some tackles. On the field, how that translate on the field. Everything I do, like even such as an interview like this, right? I would go back and look at it and be like, could I have chosen better words to speak on a specific subject, right? So what football taught me is constructive criticism in a correct way, correct form, to allow myself to grow.
Right.
And show others that it works, right? So it allows you to always have room and error to grow. And like, no matter what's going on, every situation is we'll execute the play. Once the play is done, did we do it well or did we do it bad? More importantly, how did the opposite team gets extra yards, right? So in real life, how did I allow myself to do this? So it's like breaking down everything and keeping all the principles what football taught you: leadership, teamwork, effort, how to be a team player, how to lead up, how to take constructive criticism. More importantly, how do you recognize a problem and solve it?
Yeah.
That's the biggest lesson I learned. I'm a problem solver. You got a problem, I hit a problem. What's the solution? We solutionists on defense. We are the guys you're seeing in to go attack.
And I love this too, because this is like, we talk about this a lot. Like, don't just talk about it. You got to be about it. You got to take action. We can talk about what the problem is. We can talk about what the solution is, but you can't be that person that just sits there and doesn't do anything with it either. You got to move.
You're part of the problem then.
Yeah, exactly.
If we losing and you just gonna be like, we losing, don't you think I know that?
Yeah.
What's the solution to make us not lose? Or do you have any? If not, just go cheer.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, don't say nothing to me right now because I'm focused. I'm a scientist right now. I'm in my profession. You know what I'm saying?
All right, here's where we can probably dive off, because maybe this would be a good one.
Let's get it.
I have the belief.
Okay.
And this is where I want to ask about your time with the Cowboys.
Let's go.
And I'm a diehard Cowboy fan, season ticket holder. I love the Cowboys. Grew up watching the Cowboys and the Chiefs.
America's team, baby.
Yeah. So my problem is, I think Jerry Jones is the greatest damn salesman probably to ever walk this earth. Mm-hmm. He sells that star better than anybody.
I agree.
The number one thing I think from the players I've been around, the people I've talked to, and just me as a fan watching, I'm a big fan of Mike Tomlin, which is funny to say as a Cowboys fan that I'm a fan of a Steelers coach. But Mike Tomlin uses a saying all the time. You hear him say, God, now I'm losing my train of thought. But Mike Tomlin will come in and say, you know, we didn't execute. He doesn't make excuses. He just kind of comes in and he'll say, kind of like, it is what it is. You know, like that's how it is. With the Cowboys, a lot of times it doesn't seem like everybody in that facility believes that they're the best when they cross that line. Like that there's like a little bit of lost. I mean, I've seen it change different teams. You
are we
were
talking
there,
about players or who
coaching. I mean, like the coaching to players. Like when you see this, like what keeps the Cowboys from getting over the edge? That it's the Mike Tomlin says the standard is the standard. And I've heard you basically say the standard is the standard when you're talking about the different teams you played on and the brothers and the brethren that you had, holding each other accountable, you know, showing up at 6 a.m. when your meeting starts at 7. That you guys, that there's somebody on that team, whether it's the veterans or you, but collectively you're all in, whether it's the defensive unit. And sometimes a team has a defensive unit that's all in. Maybe the offense ain't all in. And you watch the team struggle. One can be stronger than the other. But how did you deal with this, or how did you help try to bring that to the culture? Because from what I've heard from a lot of players is Cowboys, is just an example, haven't always had that. They may have it on one side, maybe not the other. But you've came from teams that always seem to have had that, where they had that mentality. Did you feel when you were with the Cowboys that they had that, maybe on your defensive unit or as a whole? Or is that something you tried to help bring to do that? Because I personally think that's a weakness, that I don't think they always have that full buy-in, that like everybody's trying to go that extra mile, holding each other accountable to that standard. That's kind of like, oh, well, you know, kind of like when you watched Amari Cooper. They let Amari Cooper go because I think it was causing problems in the locker room, that they were letting him just, you know, show up on game day and play. He didn't practice the pads all week, kind of let him go, give him those excuses, whatever, or the leniency that they give him. But I feel like if that's where Jerry and them kind of drew a line with him, that maybe some of these younger players that are a little prima donna-ish didn't have that backbone, and they didn't want to be that, well, you're letting him do this. Like, well, I ain't practicing today.
That's a broad question.
It is a broad question.
All right, so I'm answering on a few different points, okay?
All right.
So, first off, me as a leader, what I bring to the table is, I know, like, for example, right? Okay, linebackers, we got to run. Like, people like myself, Michael Parsons, we what you call on a football team, not only the gladiators, we the ghost recons.
Yeah.
We the guys you put in the last 2 minutes. We the guys you put in on every third down. We the guys you put on, if it's 3rd and 8, you need a sack. We the guys you put in when you need something to happen. We the guys. We your special ops, right? Yeah. So what I have brought, and I'm answering all the questions that you asked. Extra sprint, extra leadership. In the NFL, Tuesdays, we off. I go in and run my extra sprints.
Yeah.
Extra reps. Because on Wednesday, not only do I have special teams for myself, but I know when it's 2 men, that's when I got to go the hardest, and it's the hardest part of the game because it don't stop.
Yeah.
If you get 20 yards, I got to go back and redo it again and then rush hard. If I'm on sack or if I'm a man coverage, you run 20 down, 20, 30, 40 yards down the field, I got to come back and get ready for the next play, whether you get no yards or some. So what that brings, like, integrity in myself is, hey, ain't no time for crying. Ain't no time for, you know what I'm saying, itching out, you know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah. Ain't no time for none of that. Put on your big boy pants. We're going to put it together, get on the field, do it again, show up early, and execute. When I was playing, that's what I brought, okay? Today's language, like what they's bringing, is very similar, but you asking the Cowboys, you asking they leadership, you asking they management. Not only do Jerry Jones love his team, not only is his baby, but you got to understand, if you good at business, you good at business. Not good at management ain't the same thing as being good at business.
Right.
Right? So when it comes to a winning team, you got to think he still was the management when they was winning. So what was different then versus what was different now?
Yeah.
That's how he look at it as well. And what a lot of people don't know outside looking in, Jerry Jones is one of the only owners that come in locker room that actually talk to us. He congratulated us. You see him.
Yeah.
You can shake his hand. You can parlay with him. Like, when I say parlay, what I mean is, hey, Jerry, how you doing? Hey, Mrs. Jones, how y'all doing?
Yeah.
It's not no, I never seen a person that owned this team. I never seen him. He's a part of the team. He love his team. He love what he do. I just think it's a guy in that power. It's hard to give up something that you seen be at the highest plateau, especially when Eminem was playing, Michael Irvin was playing, and it's hard to get that up because all it takes is one good season, one time to get it right in the NFL.
Yeah.
But this the thing, but you got other players who's good.
Yeah.
You got other coaches who's good. So I don't.
You were there when Parcells
coaching.
was there, right?
I was not.
Was it not Parcells?
I was not.
Who was coaching when you were there with the Cowboys?
When I was there, it was Jason Garrett.
Okay.
We're going to leave that as a push.
All right.
I love Sean Payton. When you get done playing with Drew Brees and you go playing with Tony Romo, it is what it is, you know. Hey, I'm ready for my what it is to come.
All right.
It's a difference.
Yeah.
The way Drew Brees used to warm up so intensive where you thought we was finna go into the game. I learned that I wasn't warming up good. I'm talking about just warming up his hips. We ain't even start running. Practice haven't even started, bro. I'm like, he's a champion. I ain't never seen nobody like this. He's my quarterback, by the way. He don't got to run, sprint, do none of what we doing.
Yeah.
But he doing what we got to do.
Yeah.
That's called a leader.
Yeah.
So
I think his stats and everything else prove what that created.
And that's what lead the offense and defense is led by leaders like myself. Like, unfortunately, my injury, but leaders like myself, other people that see that we got to win. We do.
Yeah.
We the leader of the defense too, right? You the middle linebacker, you the quarterback of the defense, period. So, yeah, so leadership in the Cowboys also got something to do with not only is it a control thing, but it takes the right players. You got to think.
Yeah.
Trayvon Diggs was hurt all year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Bland sucked up, bless his soul. He came Pro Bowler, very good. But imagine if it was Bland and Diggs. Or imagine if they discovered Bland before Diggs got hurt. And then it was Bland and Diggs on the other side. I'm just saying, that's two
Imagine
quarterbacks.
if Overshawn hadn't got hurt.
I'm just saying, that take your
game.
two best receivers out the game because now we know we got two Pro Bowl corners.
Yeah.
So it can go all over the board. Like, it can go like, you know, overall, I believe Jerry is a great owner. Love his players and team.
Absolutely.
Do we all think he should give up management? That's because we haven't won a championship. But if we won a championship this year, no one would have been saying that.
Yeah.
They would have been like,
That's
his
true.
leadership finally paid off. His management finally did what he was doing. Mike McCarthy was the best coach. Dak Prescott finally did it. I'm glad we had Trey Pollard. Ooh, you would have heard all the Hollywood stories.
It's the same thing you hear with Belichick now because, Belichick can't win without Brady.
It's no different than what's going on right now with the 49ers. Did you know that, you know who Ed McCaffrey is?
Yeah.
Okay. Ed McCaffrey played with Mike Shanahan.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey plays with Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
Do you know they both sons of them two coaches and players?
Right.
So what I'm saying is history not only repeats itself, it just happens.
Right. What want to make sure I word this right because there's something else that I think is amazing in talking to you. I don't remember what it was that actually got us talking about this. Mm-hmm. But so you retired 2015?
2015.
2015 you retired.
I had a neck injury.
With your neck injury, which injury also, like, you know, you didn't really go out on your own terms completely because you got an injury.
Correct.
But what do you think's attributed to you being able to, because out of a lot of the players I've been around, I don't see others that have adjusted as well as you overall as quickly. You know, you got mental health stuff, you got all this stuff, but like when the thing that you loved and that you spent your whole life working for gets taken away, some people's identity stays with that, and they're not able to move on. And they can't even watch a football game, really. They can't have enjoyment out of it. You've moved on, and we're going to get into the other things that you do, but what do you think, because I think this is important, I want other players or whoever hears this to be able to hear this, because out of all the ones I've been around, you're one of a handful, a few, that I think truly has, and I've watched you sit and watch a game and be all riled up for it and enjoying it. You're not the guy sitting in the corner like, man, this sucks, you know, like, why am I at this suite, you know, watching this game? Like, you were a Pro Bowl badass player, and it's like, man, he can't even stand to watch a game now. And it's like, man, his identity's still just tied up there. What helped you move on and find some of your other passions when the NFL was over?
Good question. I actually did go through mental health. Mental health not
Even
easy.
better, how'd you deal with that? Because you're obviously dealing with it and dealing with it well.
And I'm dealing with it today.
Yeah.
See, mental health is very difficult. When I mean it's difficult, okay, you making millions of dollars, X $1 million. Let's start there.
Yeah.
Okay. Not only that, myself. I'm gonna use myself as an example. I go from being a 5-star athlete, drafted in top 100, about to get ready and get paid good, about to get ready to hit my second contract. Then I have a life-ending injury that alters my life. For the first 2 years of my injury, I was on home confinement. Doctor ordered me, I couldn't live shit over 20 years. I mean, over 10 pounds old. 10 pounds. I couldn't live nothing over 10 pounds.
250-pound premier athlete.
Strong.
Cannot lift 10 pounds.
Live on them chairs like this and then living.
Yeah.
Now, he said you can't lift with nothing over 10 pounds. You know why? Because the nerves in my back were so bad that the fluid that goes in your spine, they have what you call a meter, is 0.71, right? Mine was 0.68, which is considered fatal, which means another hit in my life, I had a chance of being paralyzed neck down.
Yeah.
Paralyzed, neck down. How do you go through that? Martez didn't suffer through none of that. No, actually, I went 5 years hating the sport. I actually was very derogatory. And then it hit me one day. I just sat and thought. A friend of mine asked me, he say, what would you be if you didn't play football, though? What if you didn't choose to go to college? You chose it, right? I know you hurt, but what you crying about? Because you still a 1%er, Martez.
Yeah.
Damn, I started thinking. That makes sense. How I get over it, how I overcome it. I started hearing special gentlemen like yourself, other voices and other men that was going through pain. And then unfortunately, I had a teammate I played college ball with by the name of Daniel Dufresne, committed suicide due to what they call CTE for us. But it's actually through trauma, making it so high, taking on so much responsibility, not doing nothing you love, boom, and then you trap. And a lot of people like to ask me the comparison, and I like to ask this comparison back. Imagine a doctor. It takes almost 10 or 12 years to be a doctor. You have to go through not only being a doctor, right? You got not only part of law school, right? Not only residency, not only do you have to go practice in real life, but it almost takes 12 years before you become a doctor. And then imagine that second year you became a doctor. Almost similar to Marvel, like Doctor Strange, right?
Right.
Something happened to your hands. But you're the best orthopedic surgeon on a planet. But your hands ain't steady enough to fix on my knee. what you do with your life.
That was your God-given talent.
So what we do is, so what I have done was I exercised my ability of my mental. I did real estate. I did insurance. I even worked in the dealership for 6 months just to learn the game of how they move money. I tried different marketing exercises. Then I started my own transportation company after the preservation of failing, of seeing that I didn't want to be a real estate agent. That's how I overcame it, by realizing that I still have so much to give.
Yeah, because you look like a serial entrepreneur on paper,
Period.
for sure, because you've gotten, like you said, real estating, financial funding, transportation companies, CBD, shaman, you've done, dream flights, all these different things. Like, how have you found a passion now out of doing these things? Or are we still doing that? Because it sounds like you found some things that are really working for you in this process.
I have.
And did you also have to do therapy? Do you recommend therapy to people? I know we've talked about this a little bit, but
I recommend
it sounded like
therapy.
you didn't just do it on your own. You started having friends reaching out, friends talking to you. You had to witness another friend taking his life, unfortunately. But how did you continue to evolve in that and get to where you are? Because even 5 years, some of these guys I'm talking about been out 10 years. They ain't a third of the way to where you are right now. And there's an importance to this. And I think people need to know that even someone of your stature and of the things you've accomplished, to hear and know that you struggled through those things, and then to see all the little ways you got yourself out of that, is super important.
I live by my life quarter I developed. My desire to win is 100% greater than my chance to fail. That's my life quote.
I like that a lot.
My desire to win is 100% greater than my chance to fail. And what that means by myself is that although I made it to the league, I may have got hurt. I didn't fail myself because I succeeded. See, I got hurt. That don't mean I can't stop winning behind the people believing me. So to answer your question, yes, I had therapy. Never stop having therapy. I have therapists to this day. I have 3, by the way. Do I struggle still? Yes, there's times where I get into myself, may not go out a week. And I ain't talking about, when I say not go out, I mean literally staying at home.
Yeah.
Phone may be ringing, but don't want to talk to nobody. Sometimes I didn't know why this was happening. I'm a football player. I'm just being around my people. I'm just smiling. Hey, how you doing? Hey, taking pictures. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, sometimes you be like, why am I feeling like that? Where these thoughts coming from? Man? That thing CTE, or that thing of, I think it's bigger than CTE. I think it's something in our head that takes us away from our inner circle of people that we need to keep pumping us up, to believe in who you was before you made it. Sometimes we tend to cut them people off, especially when people get successful, get money. But when you first made it, it was them small people that, and I ain't gonna, let me rephrase that. It was the intermediate people and the core people that, when we, like right now we talking, and you like, Tez, do you know you run the fastest, or whatever you can go. It's like the little stats that keep you motivated. Like today, I'm blessed, but I have my intermediate family, I have people around me that remind me, hey, do you know how good you was?
Yeah.
Do you know that you really did this? Do you know that do you remember that you did this? So them remembrances, when they help me remember them history moments, plus my therapy, it allowed me now to remember me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, was it today? No. Before I was able to do this interview, I was not the same person 3 years ago. I'm gonna tell you that today.
Right.
I was going through my own mental things too.
Right.
And mine was more so, damn, I reached it so high, made it so far, accomplished so much, invested in my loved ones. I'm gonna let down right now. Who here for me? But you got to remember, see, you asked me a question, how I persevered through this.
Yeah.
You got to remember, we signed up to be the leader.
Yeah.
We signed up for the responsibility, period.
Yeah.
We signed up for the challenge. We decided that it was us amongst our group, for our family, amongst my tribe, amongst my people that relate to the outside tribe, amongst my intermediates, that's going to go out and make a difference. See, I have to remember that.
Did you have to change your circle? Because I think out of all the different people that come from all the different walks of life that I talk to when we sit down on the show and do this, whether it's a failed business, a failed marriage, a failed this, a failed that, a failed career, or an injury, or this and that, you know, people have dealt with this. But I think I remember you touching on this a little bit, and this is why I'm asking this, because I think this might be important too. You went from being that guy that, you know, you're getting paid millions of dollars. You're living a lifestyle that is different. And the people around you that are your friends right now, oh, hey, Martez, how was the game Sunday? Man, how are you doing? Hey, what do you want to go get into? All this and that. But when the injury happens, the retirement happens, I'm imagining that not all those people stuck around. And you maybe found out that some people that you thought were really close friends in your circle maybe weren't, or maybe shouldn't be. Did making or recognizing any of those things and making those changes, how crucial, or if it did happen, how crucial do you think that was? Because I've heard you say you brought family and part of your tribe back in. Did you also have to get rid of some of that tribe or realize that that person's probably just an acquaintance? That's not a true friend. I maybe thought they were, or maybe they were riding that line. Did you have to make that adjustment? Because I think those are important adjustments too.
Hell yeah. Yes. I had to make that adjustment. First of all, the first and most difficult part was I was taking care of my mother's and parents' house that to this day that we own though, but when I first made it to the league, I was taking care of that. Mm-hmm. One of my first responsibilities was, hey, I can't do that no more. How do you even tell your mom and dad or anybody else that you got to cut them off? So if I was able to cut off my mom and dad from something that was internal, everybody else, yes, it was difficult. Was it difficult? I'm talking about, it's times I'm talking probably 2 weeks before I even came to you. You hear me?
Yeah.
Like, before we even discussed, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't even have the words. The thought were there, but the words weren't there. So yes, I had to, it's not that I wanted to cut the people off. Actually, you're not taught how to deal with the money and the people around you to bring them up correctly, to recognize everyone's talent. I can't speak for everybody. I wasn't able to recognize, and I can say a lot of athletes may concur or agree, may disagree. When able to recognize the significance of the power of the implemented responsibility that we given. No different than a millionaire boss, multi-millionaire boss, no different than a billionaire. No different than you assign me to be ambassador of this nonprofit or the CEO of your company, right? I have to know how to manage the employees, keep them, retain them. Retain our customers. Mm-hmm. Show the profit, show this. How do you do that? It's the same way. So, yes, I had to cut certain people off, but I realized that really we was cut off because we was been taught incorrectly. See this, you want to know what nobody talk about? I'm gonna let y'all hear icebreaker. We are taught bad things in the league. The first thing we taught is that your family will be the first ones to ask for your funds. Your family will be the first ones with their hands out. Remember, before I got to the league, what I said, I made to the league to help who? My family.
Yeah.
Shouldn't they be the first ones with their hand out? I mean, I'm quite sure you take care. This is not coming to you, but speaking to the masses, that's who I'm speaking to.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure your family's taken care of. I'm quite sure your wife and your grandchildren and your loved ones is okay. Someone taught you how to do that. So, but you're telling me to avoid mine. So that's what we do. right? It's called white noise as they made it in the NFL. I didn't make the term up, but I learned it, right? One of my defensive coaches taught me, eliminate the white noise. What that means is eliminate any distractions to keep you, okay, you told me we have a meeting today, I'm here on time. Eliminate the white noise. Somebody could have been like, man, F that. That's white noise. Why he or she telling me not to go do something that's implemental to society? This can help someone. This can be educational or purposeful in any way it's meant to be.
Right.
I eliminated that. I don't listen to that. I'm going here because my purpose is my purpose. So, yeah, that's best way I can answer that.
Some of this, let's touch on this too, because you have a pretty awesome foundation, the Hero Foundation that you work with.
My boy.
Is this where some of that passion for that came from? I mean, let's talk about that a little bit, because like that's foundation, the Hero Foundation. I think 2014 you started that around there? And then that's for helping equip disadvantaged student athletes to have the opportunities to be successful and to pursue a D1 scholarship and all these things. And from what I know, I think it's been pretty damn 100% on that. So tell us a little bit about that and maybe where those passions came from, because I think that's perfect.
More than happy. First, big shout out to Chris James. Chris James, Big Six. Love you, bro. You the truth. You my dog. What you doing for the program and our kids, only God send. Blessings. So HERO stand for heroics, ever rising over hell. And what that means in Chicago, all we got is gang banging and drugs. We are a basketball city, mainly. So if you making it football, it ain't like down here in Texas where football got. We don't got no $12 million high school football stadiums.
Yeah.
Chicago public school, it's 10 to 15, 20 schools sharing one football field called Gately Stadium. What we was able to do, Chris James too, he's our head of our whole tribe, right? When it comes to HERO, okay?
Yeah.
All the credit goes to Chris James because he spent every day there with the boys.
Yeah.
Okay? We helped develop it when it first started through the passion of what me and him went through. So he went to Morgan Park, I went to Simeon High School. We played against each other. We was high school rivals, but we went to the same college together. So me, him, and Juice Williams was high school rivals. 3 of the best high school players to put on for every college student after us. We all went to University of Illinois. HERO started because we took the same study hall that they taught us in college. We teamed up with Alcat from Austin. So what we offer now is ACT, SAT preparation before they take it. Every kid that enter our program has a D1 scholarship.
Wow.
We literally structure it where some kids may need to get picked up from school. You know, it's gang violence. Mom and dad don't got a car. Can't afford bus fare. Some of these kids don't even got food to eat at night. That's when we give more of ourselves, our own money, our own earnings, our own love, back to our program. So our program now has been up for over 10 years. We have our own facility. We're working on bigger grants. It's magnificent. Oh my God. I'm just so happy that we're able to get so many kids scholarships and able to help them and teach them, and tell them the difficult questions they have amongst recruiting. How do you find an agent? How do you find the right college for you?
How do you make a highlight tape?
How you make a highlight tape? I got 10 schools that want me. How you know what to commit to? There's a lot of things.
That's awesome, man. Kudos to you. That's an awesome thing you guys put together.
Man, it's amazing, bro.
No, I don't normally do this.
Hey, we also take any donation, so anybody that want to donate to the HERO Foundation,
yes.
It's HEROH Foundation. You would contact Chris James, or you could contact me directly. You can hit my social media, One True King Midas. You can call me personally, 469-309-0378. That's my personal inbox. And I will direct you to Chris James so we can continue helping these kids. And I appreciate it. Blessings.
And we will put those links in the show when this goes air live. That'll all be linked on there. So and that goes for any of these things you've got working, that we'll tie that in there so that people know where to connect and find you. That's one of the funny things too when I do this, even though this isn't my day job. I mean, I'm in construction, so like when I get asked, people are like, well, how did you know so-and-so? And they think so many of these people are so unapproachable.
You said construction, right? Let me ask you something. Have you ever heard of Belgian stone?
Yeah.
You know they from Europe.
Yeah.
When we trying to get something down here, what's up?
All right.
I got the right contact for you. I got the right contact for you now.
All right.
I'm talking about beautiful, like make the house look real elegant inside out. And the heat, the stone don't heat up.
Yeah.
So you got to worry about, you know how you walk outside, especially pool time?
Yeah.
It don't get hot.
All right. Yeah. Well, I can definitely connect you with some people that would work well with for sure. I don't normally do this. I'm going to strap, and y'all see me. I don't normally keep my notes all like this, but there's just so many things that I wanted to dive in with you. And I don't normally just straight read this, but this question, this came from a conversation that we had, and I missed the first part of it, but you were so passionate about it. I want to make sure I word this correctly to kind of set the stage for this, because I know what kind of gems you're going to give us, and I know how passionate you are about this. So I know how much economic equality is very important, and it's kind of a background in some of these things you do from where you grew up to what you try to do. So we all know of the atrocities of both the past and the present regarding the black community. And what does that look like to you to navigate through those social barriers and social dilemmas to still have success? And what do you think other communities, the white community, other communities, what do you think that they can do to maybe help more to move past that? Because I think a lot of the things that you do or that you're a part of work towards doing that.
It's honestly as simple as this. We all live in one nation. Go to another country, especially countries doing good. We all the same, yo.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Just because of the black, how our skin is made don't differentiate how you think or how I think or how I should treat my loved ones or wife or either other. You probably went through a similar situation that I went through.
Right.
Just don't have nothing to do with
white, black, red,
white, black,
orange,
red, orange, all that shit.
Whatever.
It got something to do with the significance of we both messed up, or I just want to learn how to overcome this, right?
Yeah.
So to answer that question, I'm gonna just continue being the leader I am. I got a big, strong ambition in my heart and my soul, what God led me to, and I just want us to get together to know that we need to take the liquor stores out of our neighborhoods. We need to put more hospitals where we at, more clinics. When we do that, hatred would erase because we focus on health. See, we die. See, people angry because nobody healthy. That's the solution. It's health. It ain't got shit to do with nothing else. It's health. It's health. People are not healthy. If you're not healthy, you're not happy. When you're not happy, all other possibilities of excuses and explanations occur. And healthy don't necessarily mean health-wise. Healthy could be somebody bothered you at work today and you came and worked good, having a good vibe.
Yeah.
Or the wifey called, shared something about the finances. You start treating the people at your work bad because something happened personal. Health.
Right on, man.
It's health. Go back to mental health too. Mental health, same thing.
Yeah.
All of it ties into it, bro. All of it ties it back to the same. All of it ties back into it. I'm gonna let the next question come because I got something I was about to talk about, another nonprofit that I have.
Go right into it.
So it's called Spice Foundation. We focus on mental health.
Okay.
And the whole point of Spice is to help not just athletes, every individual who going through mental health. See, mental health ain't just, oh, I lost a job. Mental health could be like what we just discussed.
Yeah.
You overwhelmed at home. You don't know how to talk to your peers correctly. You don't know how to lead your team. You don't know how to take you just got fired. You don't know how to take the loss in transition. So it's different levels of mental health. Transitional health, challenging health, responsibility health, and disappointed health, hurt, pain, anger, injury, finances. Got more money, got less money. That's mental health issues.
So how do people get involved with Spice? How do they get involved?
Good question. So right now you contact us. You contact me directly, and I will send you right to our director, my sister, her twin, her name Keisha, and we'll send you right to the website. You can go to Spouse Foundation as well. We have a foundation, spicefoundation.org. You can go to the website. And we also developing a health standpoint to the Spice Foundation that I will be also in charge of, where we take in the point of fitness, and I'm tying into mental health, where we can talk to one another, but work out. It's just not going to be trying to get rah-rah big. It's more so being around people that help you feel
I wanted to get
comfortable
Martez jacked.
Hey, don't get me wrong. You trying to get this, now you got to pay for it, bro. Hey, as long as they trying to pay for it, bro, look. Hey, look. You can, look.
Well, what
now,
else?
I ain't free now. Look, I don't do nothing for free, bro. You hear me? Hey, anybody watching? Hey, look, you know what I'm talking about?
Well, what else are you working on? Because we're about to wrap this up. I'm just going to have you back for another episode at some point, because
Indeed.
I know we're getting towards the time where we got to go enjoy some cigars with whoever's coming to join us today and sit back and enjoy that.
Indeed.
What
All
other
right,
things
so
are you
to close
working
it
on?
out, on behalf of us, what I got cooking right now, we have a business called Network to Connect, right?
Okay.
What we just started, and this business focus on, we basically like a resource, a big hub of resources that put the right people in the right seats. Whether you looking for funding, looking for credit building, looking for ways to business strategic partners, something we develop where you may have a business but not know how to continue the steps to help your business excel.
Yeah.
You hire us. We ain't a marketing firm. We more towards the business strategic side of helping you implement what you already doing, but need almost like that life coach. It's no different than a life coach. It's no different than a fitness coach.
It's a business coach.
Yeah, it's no different.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't financial gurus, so disclaimer. We ain't saying we your accountant. We ain't none of them things. But we gonna strategically help you design your business so you can execute. And on top of that, I'm doing music now. Yeah, I just jumped into the music industry. I got some things I want to voice out to the world, and that's some things that we got cooking right now.
All right, I ain't letting you forget about this, and Khalid's going to get mad you don't talk about it, too. We got to talk about the 50 years of hip-hop thing, man.
50 years of fashion, baby!
I'm looking forward to this. Like, I can't wait to go to this.
I'm not done. So with Network to Connect, we also throw, like, events. We throw fashion shows, so people hire us, right? So if you wanted to have a big fashion show, a big event, no matter what the event is, you call us. My big bro, Khalid Saylor, also my business partner, he's a project manager by trade, right?
Yeah.
So he lead our crew to helping us control any project when it's time to execute, as far as the project management side of things, right?
Yeah.
From A to Z. I'm talking about taking the corporate world to teaching us how to do corporate worlds in our business. Like, I'm talking about structure it from A to Z.
We're going to let him meet Khalid soon, too. We're going to have to get Khalid on
man,
here
look,
and let him rap.
Definitely invite him to you, because look, he has so much intellect that he don't even know that the world need to learn from him, that we just haven't developed, especially as a leader in our community, that we all willing to learn a different side of how it works.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only way we're gonna excel, when we hear it and learn from it and able to dissect it and and create a formula what's already
we got some
added,
music stuff coming as well, that we're adding a music podcast as well.
Yeah, make sure I'm the
Khalid and
first
I
one
were
play.
talking about that a little bit.
On me.
We're going to tie that in, because a lot of people don't know, and like Kali helped put on some of the stuff with the troops
Talk
and
about
stuff.
it. Talk about it.
Like
What
putting
else?
it out there. We can't talk about all of it yet. It's coming. That's going to be a teaser, but it's
Already.
coming because we're doing some of that stuff. We got to get some
Already.
stuff trademarked, get that stuff done, and then it'll come out.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right, man. So there's 2 things we ask everybody at the end of the show,
What's that?
and this is your chance to go on this. So if you got to leave your children with one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
Remember who you are and what I taught you. And especially to my son. And I tell him this. How was you born? He was born ready. What are you? You're a king. You're a leader. You're a boss. You're special. You loved. You're great. You're successful. And it goes on. Remember them affirmations of how great we are, because no one can take how great you are when you remember what you meant to do.
Absolutely.
That's the best thing I could leave.
All right. Now this might get real wild. Now, show's called Common Sense, the podcast.
Okay.
So we talk about common sense, and hopefully people learn from the stories, the lessons, and are able to go from there and pick up something that they can apply in their life, right?
Okay.
So maybe there's something that's popped up that we didn't get to. Maybe there's something else you wanted to talk about or say, but now's a chance where you get to give us Martez's 2 cents.
Might as well listen and follow anything that we're doing. I don't see why not. Might as well.
Can't hurt.
It can't hurt.
Can't hurt.
That's it. That's all. What we
Can't
do
hurt.
win. You hear me, baby?
Yeah. Well, man, I greatly appreciate sitting down with you. It's been a pleasure. It's been
Likewise.
great to become friends with you and to have you in the circle and someone that I can talk to and bounce things off of. I look forward to doing this again with you at some point. And, man, all the blessings to what you're doing and what you're working on. We'll link that all up in the show notes and everything for y'all. But until next time, y'all have a great time. We're out.
Peace.